Welcome back. So next week Champions League fixture, Man U will be playing return leg at Old Trafford against Atletico Madrid. You know, I'm hopeful we are on our A game because if we play like we played in the first leg, that's the end. We have 10 league games and one Champions League game. I mean, so I had a discussion with someone during the week. I think on Monday or Tuesday. He said my season is over. I
Yeah,
told
I
I
agree with
told
that.
him that we still have enough fixtures to turn the season into to salvage something from the season. I mean, the last 10 league games in the league and this Champions League time will determine if the season was a terrible season or an okay season. But what do you think about the game and our season?
Um, the second leg is going to be the match is finally balanced 1-1 from the first leg. So
I know a way go rule.
you know we go rule. So the second is not really onus is actually on Man U to actually attack and try and win the game at Old Trafford. They will be at home, and this is a Atletico team that can be argued that they are just as inconsistent and they have been as bad as Man U have been struggling to enter the Champions League places
But they are fourth now in the league.
okay, they are fourth now. They've struggled throughout the season. I think this is the first time in months they've entered their top four,
Yeah.
and they are not really secured yet. They've not
Mhm.
really secured the fourth position yet. So the onus is on Man U to try and attack them and try and play for at least 75 minutes. We know they
And
can't.
get the goals.
Yes, we know these guys can't play full night. So let's just hope they can at least do 60 or.
I hope Ragnick doesn't gamble like he gambled in the first leg.
But
We need to attack and control, score goals as early as possible. So we won't be suffering in the second half.
as a I won't hold my breath as a Man U fan, because knowing these players, knowing what has happened the last game against Man City with the Ronaldo controversy and everything, I won't expect much from these guys.
Yeah, moving on to Ajax Benfica. I don't know, J-Boy. I feel that game can still go either way. Because Benfica, they are stubborn. And Ajax currently, that midfield is not as strong as it was at the beginning of the season. And I fear it's because of the rotation. He has rotated so much that he doesn't have like a stable midfield trio. Because even in the league, late last month to this month, they've been struggling to see out games. Well, what do you think about the game? Are you still tipping Ajax to win?
Yeah, I'm still tipping Ajax to win. They will be playing at the Johan Cruyff Arena, and we expect them to be able to have too much for Benfica on their home turf. They they don't struggle to score goals, so
But they are struggling to keep goals out
yeah,
now.
they're struggling
That's
to
the
keep
issue.
goals out, but they should be able to do enough to get the win over Benfica,
Yeah.
especially after the first leg.
So
What was
moving
first leg?
on to the Wednesday game, Lille versus Chelsea. Chelsea won the first leg 2-0. And with all the controversy and issues over and about Chelsea at the moment, they played very well yesterday. But then I still don't know because they have this habit of gifting like the opposition like 20 minutes to enjoy the ball, you know. But then I think the two goals they have from the first leg should be enough to see them through. What do you think?
Yeah, I think this should be a foregone conclusion. Chelsea will easily qualify, and Chelsea they are actually a team that, at least mentality wise, when odds are stacked against them, they actually stand up. They actually come out to play and prove people wrong. So I'm
Team
actually
character.
expecting them. Yeah, I'm actually expecting them to win. Two times they won Champions League. Nobody was expecting anything from them. So hopefully people will start backing them and they won't win anything.
Yeah, so the last Champions League fixture round of 16 on Wednesday, Juventus versus Villarreal. I think the game can still go either way. In fact, I expect the game to go into extra time. But I'm not tipping anybody to win at the moment. What do you think?
I think Juventus will go through. Um, the first leg, they were very, very, very lucky not to lose that. Villarreal were very, very wasteful. I think they had just like two Was it? Can we even call it clear? Two chances in that match. Juventus and Vlahovic, luckily for them, buried one of those chances. The second leg is going to be at the Stadio dell'Api or the Turin Stadium or whatever Juventus Stadium. So I think the home advantage should be enough to push them through.
Yeah, so let's move to the Europa fixture for next week. The returning leg, Red Star Belgrade versus Rangers. I think Rangers have qualified already. Then interesting game between Galatasaray at against Barcelona at Galatasaray's very hostile stadium. I don't know, but I think it's an interesting game. I would tip Barca to tip Barcelona to win. Who are you tipping to win that game?
That one, I'm firmly behind Barcelona.
Yeah, I still feel it might go Galatasaray's way, but I'm tipping Barcelona to win. Then Leverkusen, Atalanta. I think Atlanta will qualify.
That can go either way.
It can go either way, but I'm going with Atlanta.
Bayer Leverkusen, they've been very good this season. They are in form against an Atlanta team that's very inconsistent and they've been known to implode. So can go either way.
Yeah, so moving to Monaco versus Braga. Monaco lost the first game 2-0. I think Braga should see this one out.
Yes, but Braga, like Benfica, they are also a very stubborn team.
Yeah.
Even if they are going to lose, probably by 1 goal margin.
So the next game is Eintracht Frankfurt versus Betis. I'm tipping Real Betis to win because their away form is very good unless they mess up. And again, the Europa League final is going to be played at Real Betis Stadium. So I'm really hoping they get through. The next game is West Ham versus Sevilla. Another game I think can go either way. I don't know. I'm not tipping anybody to win, but I think it can go either way.
I think the Frankfurt Betis match is going to. If Frankfurt played the way they played in the first leg, Betis barely had chances. If not for their goalkeeper, it could have been worse. And this is going to be in Frankfurt's house. I think Frankfurt should really go through.
Yeah, so the last Europa League game is Lyon versus Porto. I don't know, because Lyon is an inconsistent side rather, and I mean I would have tipped Porto all the way, but Porto lost 2 key attacking players in January. Then Pepe got injured in that match, so he might be out for the second leg. So I don't know. I mean 1-0, anything can happen. It can go to extra time since there is no any goal anymore.
I think Lyon should have enough to go through. You have a 1-0 advantage and you're playing in your house with the crowd and everybody behind you. Should be able to be enough. And Lyon are a decent side. I think man for man, the two teams are evenly matched. Yeah. So with the one
man for man, I think Lyon
slightly better. I think Ndombele is back.
Ndombele is back.
So they should be able to beat Porto.
Yeah. So moving on to the Conference League game on Thursday, AZ Alkmaar versus Bodo Glimt. Bodo Glimt won the first leg 2-1. I think it's going to be an interesting tie that might enter extra time. Yeah. But then I'm just going to keep believing in Bodo Glimt to see
how far they can go.
Yeah. See how far they can go. Then the next game is Copenhagen versus PSV. I mean, in general, I feel most of the Europa Conference League fixtures, the return legs are like very interesting games.
Yeah.
Copenhagen played 4-4 in the first leg and they really outplayed PSV in the first half. So I don't know. I think it can go either way also. It's going to be an interesting game. Then Basel versus Marseille. Marseille won the first leg 2-1.
It's still tight.
Still tight, but I don't know. I don't really trust Sampoli, so I don't know. Then Stade Rennes versus Leicester City. I feel Leicester have qualified. I mean 2-0 lead. Unless if Rogers pulls the Roger, because I will expect him to play a defensive formation, stay at the back. That's what Rogers does.
They'll get chances to counter because Rennes know they have to score. They have to come out and play. So
I feel they should play the same way they played in the first leg. I mean, even in the first leg, they were defensive. So I don't know, Sha. But I feel the 2-goal lead is enough to see them through. Then moving on to the last fixture in the conference league, we're talking about Roma versus Vitesse. I mean, I feel Vitesse might stun Roma. But yeah, I don't know. What do you think?
The 1-0 lead, that match, Roma were very lucky to come out with a victory. I think a draw would have been they would have been very lucky to even get a draw in that match, but Vitesse were just wasteful, especially was it Appendi or Opendi, the Belgians attacker was very, very wasteful. Knowing Mourinho, they will set up shop, pack the boss and hope for counter attacks, and with Tammy Abraham in the form he is right now, they should be able to pull through.
Yeah, I hope so for Mourinho because he doesn't have any reason not to win that conference.
Yeah, they should be favourites.
Yeah, so we'll be going on a short break, and when we're back, we'll talk about the weekend fixtures from EPL to Spanish La Liga to Italian Serie A and German Bundesliga.
And down, me up and down. And when the turning up comes around, yeah, I say some time for you and me, my baby. Oh yeah. Can it go out? Alright, can it quick? Can it go out? Okay, can it quick?